Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing as always, soul family, thank you so much for the love and support. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your impact to give, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are insightful and just give you good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through some trying times at the moment and just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give a thumbs up, like, and also share social media favorites wherever you see fit. And always, thank you so much for the love and support. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. I'm using, oh Lord, I didn't know I just picked him again. Simply Hypnotic. I've been using him for the last couple of times I do videos. And anxiety cleanse, stop fear, overthinking, calm, clear your mind. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Faith has you covered. Never doubt your strength. Projects through moments of pain. It's just like so many different people. It's like hell breaking loose on everybody's life right now. If everything is calm in the hood of you, that's a blessing. But there's a lot of things that is being, it's like it's like it feels like every direction you turn, there's always some kind of drama, or there are certain things that is starting to be a trigger for you. And I think this is like the Cancer moon. So they said there are certain things that, you will get bothered by other people's judgment. You will be having these high anxieties around things that, that couldn't, really wouldn't have gave you, wouldn't have gave you a shift to where it's taking you out of your piece of element or your element of peace. But these are the things that you're being guided towards. And a lot of times it's like, Dad, does the universe hate me? Did I hit somebody's dog? What happened? Because it's like I'm really going through these things. And this is where universe is like really challenging you, and it's just like when they want to see the goodness in you, they want you to recognize what they see in you. They want you to see it within yourself. Because it's like there's always something. The most confident person still has that flaw or imperfection that it really annoys them. You may not notice it, but they do. And those are the things that are just like, you need to allow yourself to flourish, not allow what other things are taking on it in your life and taking it off as your own. It's just like, there'll be times, I would have people like come out and be downright ugly with me. And I'm just like, damn, do I know you? I wouldn't know. And I would really take it personal. And then it took me that time, a long time, for me to be able to see this is a test for me. And a lot of times you're able to pick it up, but if you're going through so many different things, and it's like with everything going on right now, I would not be surprised if you're not apprehensive about certain things, or you're a little on edge, or you're annoyed. And these are the things like, when I'm looking at it, it's like scary when I see sort of like, stuff like that is going on in the world, especially if you're a person of color, it's just really, really scary. But then it's like a lot of these things are being uncovered to be really able to show this is what people hide behind. And do things like that. And it's just, I used to have conversations about different things, about, how the world is. And I never really understood about things that has went on in the world, especially with, it's just like, I got to shut media down, because it's like, I'm so tired of seeing these videos of these people getting attacked by cops and stuff like that. I love to see the things that they do this actually helping somebody, because this is like really, really not, really not portraying cops in a good light. And it's just so many different things that's going on. And it just seems like a lot of things are like being a thorn in your side. Like it could be something that you're like, okay, I'm allowing myself to heal. I'm setting myself free. I need to go on that journey of where I'm seeing what part of me is still in that weakened state, where if somebody says something, or a certain, like if it's a certain situation and something reminds you of that situation, all of a sudden it touched a nerve. And those are the things this universe is telling you, this right here, what you're getting upset about, this is something that you really need to heal from. You need to acknowledge, why is that situation still bothering you? Why is that person, it can still get under your skin, and it can just come in and smile. And I used to get mad about stuff like that and be mad for days. Now it's got that point where I noticed, it was just like a couple of months ago I was going through that, and it was like something was being presented to me, and I caught myself, and I'm like, what, I appreciate that, because I knew this was going to be a projection towards me. It was going to help me out by me telling something and being honest about it, but then it was going to show me, now see, you handle that classy. You handle it without any negativity. Yeah, you may have been being funny about it, but you weren't poking, not, saying something bad about somebody or whatever. But you're seeing that somebody's projecting their wounds on you. And it's just like when you're Heyokas, you're going to catch it. And I always tell people, the more you're being open to your gift and wanting to know more about yourself, the shadow selves that, is trying to be acknowledged, more about yourself on every layer, the gifts that you carry, what your purpose is, finding yourself within yourself of what you're here for. You tend to see the things, a lot of times I would be that person, you bite, you bark at me and I bite all the way back, and I might, you might lose a limb or something like that. Now it's like, am I really going to allow you to take me out of my element of peace? I'm not doing that. It's just like when I see somebody, I ask somebody a question, you just go plumb off. And I was just like, well, I guess they're in a bad mood. Any other time I'm like, who you talking to? You're not talking to me. And it's like, if somebody can direct something to me, I'm like, oh, they ain't talking to me. No, because I'm not listening to that. And it has to be to that point when you can allow yourself to see something's intentionally being projected on you, especially if it has something to do with somebody else. They're walking around in their own punishment while you're trying to heal what is punishing you, what you feel like is punishing you. And they always want you to understand, when you're allowing yourself to recognize the things that are still a trigger to you, that's a sign of strength, because you're acknowledging there are certain things in the aspect of your life and that little private hemisphere that you're trying to be at peace with. That's the things that they're working on, and they want you to be able to see that. And that's you already making the initial steps right there. Because if there are some people that will sit up here and say, no, they don't bug me, right there, you're ignoring what you already know in your vibrations. Your words is not matching with your vibrations. And it's just a lot of that going on right now, to where you're just like, God, why is everybody at each other's throats? People are just snapping. They're being ugly towards different people. I'm just really trying to understand different things that's going on. It's just, I don't understand, and it's just so much in the world that's going on right now. And it's just like, I think I'm safe from my daggone rabbit hole. I just want to come out. I don't want to deal with nobody, but these are the things that are being uncovered. It's all about how you look at it. It's still sad when it has to be you being violated, or you're being put on camera about somebody doing something to you. They're supposed to be there to protect and serve you, but it's just like you have to protect and serve yourself. Like I've said before, I know there's a few cops that I know out there. They were my aces. I would joke around with them and everything. Well, I can get in trouble and be like, Roslynn, stop. I'm not trying to take you to jail today. I'm not trying to hear you all night. Can you just behave tonight? And they're like, go away. Like, now, if you say one more thing, I'll lock you up. I'm like, okay. I'm just really good. And then they have those kind of cops out there, but it's just like, it's the way the devil is working right now. It's like, like I always tell people, God and devil is in the same thing, except what they're projecting the same thing, but they're getting different impacts of it. Like, the devil wants to have a race war with people. They want blacks killing blacks, and they want, the police officers to be wrecking shop with every person of color, or whatever you on your guilt trip about who you're going to, disturb today. And then it's like, with God, and showing you see the pain in the world where they're inflicting it out on other people. And it didn't have nothing to do with that person, but they're pissed off about what they had to be held accountable for. That's why they're mad, you know? And these are the things that's coming on where this right here, it has to stop, because he's right here doing, okay, you see how these things are uncovering and it's being revealed. You know, it's all about how you choose to see things, even though that is not good. Is being revealed about how people do things, how they're reacting to something. They have nothing to do with them, but they felt some kind of way because they're in that same kind of employment. So they feel like, oh, we got to protect our folks, you know, this and this and this and that. But it's just the whole point. And I tell people, you know, we had different discussions about different social media videos that's out, because, you know, nowadays you record everything. And it's like, to me, if you're doing a situation, you're placing yourself in a situation where you know you got to get cops. Either you call them or they're coming, you know, because of whatever disturbances. You know, it can go either way. You know, it can go either way. If there's something that you're doing, you know, some cops is just like, I don't want to deal with this, because I don't see some good ones. I'm like, that, you know, that's a good one. They got blessed that day. But if you're doing something and it's just like, it can go either way. And you really just don't know how those situations are going to go down. I was like, I try to pick my battles very safe. I'm like, look, I ain't trying to die today. I'm not. You know, but there's different things of people acting out through their pain, through their injustice. And there are some people that walk around with a chip on their shoulder to where I'm above the law. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to do what I want to do, whatever I want to do, because now it's not, you know, you see these cops and there's different situations on, but then I start seeing cops that are getting arrested by another cops, or judges getting arrested. I said, you know what, this don't make no daggone sense. You know, you be putting people in jail for the stuff that you're doing, and you feel like you're working for that department, because some, I guess they feel like, hey, I got the upper hand, you know, I can work cases and stuff like that and put me in jail. Okay. Sometimes you get away with it, and sometimes you can't. But it's just like, you know, people are all, it creates a habit of where people feel like a certain nationality is being angry. You know, you have no reason to be angry. You're this, you're that. And it's always projecting something negative. I'm not saying everybody's commenting like that, but a lot of them I read, it was both coming from both sides, you know, and all that. And I can get it. You know, and I'm that type of person. I want to be, if I want something to be said, I want you to hear me and hear me well. But I tell people, you're always entitled to your opinion about what you see that's going on in that world. You are. But it is just like, if somebody directly does that, you know, some people have this, you know, oh, you're being mad because of this and this and that. They shouldn't have been doing this, shouldn't be doing that. And especially about people of color. You know, and it's not about race, where I tell people I love everybody. I don't care what, we are all Crayolas up in here. I don't see by that. But I tell people that's like, that has gone through years, our ancestors, our forefathers, going all the way back. You know, there's people that had to go through genocide. There's people that had to go through slavery. You know, there was, you know, all those different things that was going on in Germany, all these different things. You can't tell those people. They're going to feel some type of way. Well, you don't, if you never gone through something like that, you will never understand why somebody's getting upset. Why are people getting in their feelings? And I'm like, it's okay for you to have your own opinion, but you better make sure, especially when it comes to something about race, you have to make sure you're not coming out and saying something that you're placing a judgment on a certain culture or a certain race or a certain nationality. You can speak, but you got to be very careful with your words. And that's why it's just like, a lot of those times when I see it, I said no, because I had a conversation with somebody and it was like, I'm gonna end this conversation, because if you are not seeing what I'm trying to tell you, why am I going to keep talking? Because you're never going to understand what somebody's saying. You want to be combative. I'm about to waste my energy on that. And I know that right there, that was a shift in my energy, because I will argue all day. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm putting my energy in somebody who is going to be capable of constantly not even wanting to understand what I'm saying. So I said what I said, and I'm done. Don't come at me with no more comments. I don't understand what I said. You know, and you're getting in these situations just to see, are you going to still respond to stuff like you used to? If you had that, you type that person like, you need to be heard, you're seeing yourself as a victim. Oh, everybody's wrong, this and this and that. And then when you're allowing yourself to see what energy is being thrown at you, or you're going to figure it out. Because sometimes it just depends, because you got something going on, somebody ready to fight, that's it. But when you have gone through that time of integrating, seeing different energies is coming out, not allowing yourself to take it personal because somebody else is mad at their own self. I deal with that a lot, because I'm just oh Lord, if I bust your head to the white meat, I'm just walk. I'm gonna go ahead and laugh and I'm gonna walk off. Oh, happy day, and go and keep on going, and keep doing it, because it's just like sometimes you're dealing with people, and it's sad that they will bring a bone to you to carry one back. I tell people, you got to be careful of who you choose to be your friend, because if they're bringing drama to you, I guarantee you they're taking something back over there to create something like that. They're within their own drama. They're going through their own stuff. If they're popping off and you didn't give them something to argue about, maybe they're mad at themselves about something. They don't have nothing to do with you. And you have to be at that point, it's just you have to be able to blow it off. And that's where your strength is projecting at. There's a lot of times, even when you're right, you got to keep silent. When you have every right to be enraged when somebody says something or do something to you, and you walk off smiling, that will piss an enemy off real quick, because they didn't pull you out of your element. And that's what they were looking for. And you have to understand, universe is placing those Easter eggs in your life. Like, I'm the type of person, I got OCD and I got ADD. Okay. I like to have neat in my house. I can't stand when stuff is all over the place and people will see it and they did it and won't pick it up. Now it's at that point, it's no problem. I'm like, what the hell? You ain't gonna be, because I already know right there that was a test just to see if you're gonna get under my skin. Another time, I don't even say it. I was just like, oh, this is so predictable. I already knew this was about to happen. Wish I can call the next numbers on the, on the $1 million lottery. I would have been made, baby. But it would be just like that. You're seeing, universe is telling you, now you're finally getting it. And a lot of times we worry about, why is this happening to me? It ain't happening to you. It's happening for you, because you're going to get to that point where somebody going to say something to you and come all at you. You didn't even see it. And it's going to be your choice. Either you're going to lay hands or somebody cut them with your words, or, cut them or whatever, or you just going to walk off, because it's like you in an argument with yourself. They ain't got nothing to do with me. And this is where your strength shows at. It takes a strong person, a very strong person, to, even when they know they're right and that person is just being an idiot, allow them to be an idiot by themselves and say prayers for them, because they're their own enemy. There's something about their life that they don't have. I've had people come to my thing. I say, yeah, my video quality, I want it to be good. And I'll tell y'all real quick, I've been trying to work on this format and it just ain't working for me. But as long as you can hear it, that's fine. When God wants to have it in a different way, it'll happen. Long as my message is being clear and you're getting that peace to know there's somebody out there that truly understands the struggle that I go through every day. That's all I'm worried about. I love when I can be able to watch a video and stuff like that in the best quality. I'll say, dang, I wish I didn't do that. But hey, I do what it do. I can't force something to change when it don't want to. As long as you're able to get that message and you get that kind of peace in your life to know there's somebody out there that understands exactly what I'm going through. I'm trying to heal myself in that war inside myself. And a lot of times we feel like we're in a war with the world when it's actually with ourselves, because somebody be like, oh girl, he made me mad. Oh man, that one got you mad. And you have to read it. I say, no, let me retort you. You allowed that person to make you mad. I can see if they, spit in your face or slapped you, all hell gonna break loose, because you can't be touching nobody. But if somebody's doing something like that to you, you gave the enemy exactly what they wanted. And I tell people that, because I do one-on-ones with them and they'll tell me what is going on with them. I don't down them. I don't make them second guess their self. And I said, you know what? You have a beautiful thing that's going on with you. And you need to recognize that. And I had that on. So I'll be in the mirror and telling myself the same thing. You have something very rare within you. And it's like, how do you know? And because a lot of times you may have been in that household where you didn't get that kind of support. in your life. You didn't have somebody cheering you on and say, hey, you got this. I'm there for you. I support. And if you did go through that, you're very blessed. But not everybody has that opportunity to have a parent or be in a household where they were supported. Or if they wanted to do something, that parent was cheering them on, motivating them, saying, hey, you can do anything you want. If there's something I can help you with, let me know. And that's a blessing when you have that type of structure at your house. But there's not a lot of people that had that. So they seek attention by doing things that they know is going to say, look at me. I need to be relevant. Let me go ahead and talk about somebody. You want me to talk about a celebrity? I'll go ahead and do that. I want to say me. People do that. People will do that. And I was just watching on, I'm like, Lord, why'd y'all do that? Now it's like not everything that you're trying to stay relevant for is not going to be a good reaction when you're doing it. It may sound good when you did it. There's a lot of things. It's just like with my situation, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about what I'm going through right now, what I'm trying to grow from, what I'm trying to rise from. No matter what I got here with, why I started on this journey, it's important I'm living in the now. My past, yes, it hurt like hell to go through what I went through. But my past has made me so much stronger than I ever had before. Because it's like if you constantly keep talking about the pain that you have gone through, the pain that brought you here, the pain that brought you here, the things you really just want that peace within yourself. You have to find that peace within healing. And a lot of times it's not going to be from the things that you deserve and you have every right to know. That God got that. Universe got that. They want you to work on you. This purpose that you got right now is very special with you. And if you weren't seeing it that, you wouldn't have enemies the way you do. You wouldn't have people doubting you. You wouldn't have people that's trying to get you fired from your job. And I guarantee you don't probably got a lot of signals. Synchronicity's been coming at you like, hey, hello, hi. You're going to go do this thing what we told you to. I'm going to give you that email again. I'm going to send you a couple of numbers. And you need to do that. And you be, like, man, they didn't send me another sign, so I know that ain't true. You playing with your own self. And that's when all that stuff started popping off. I already know. Because I got so many daggone sacros and stuff like that before I even knew what all that stuff was. And I was miserable. Miserable in my relationship, or miserable in my household, at my job. And everybody, my family tried to say it was always me. No, it's just I would be very blunt about mine. Y'all try to sugarcoat stuff and y'all want somebody to be jealous of you. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to keep it up with the Joneses. You can't like me for me, hell, whatever. You weren't meant to be in my life anyway. But that was kind of like how I was. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I always got in trouble because I was bold with saying what I said because that's how I felt. Now it's like me being discerning. Not everybody needs to know what your past is. Not everybody needs to know your story or who you're related to or who you're not related to. It's about what you're doing now. You can tell people, I went through a hellified life and it was very hurtful. It was very, it woke me and shook me in ways I never thought I could ever go through something like that. But it's just like when I'm not embodying that pain of what I went through, that's why when you're allowing yourself to detach yourself from the negative experience that woke you, and you're just being appreciative of what that pain showed you, what that pain projected towards you. It shows strength because you're being who you are. You know what it felt like to go through what you went through. There's a lot of times I would cry and look at things because my shit hit deep. My sadness was all over the place. And where my strength was telling me, peace, be still. I'm not no religious person, but it's just like, peace, be still. God, you know my story. You guided me here. I love the people that I talk to. I love the people that, that embrace my videos and say, you know what, you spoke to my soul. There'll be times, I've cried when I've had people email me. And it's just like they were on their way of transitioning forcefully. They were going to do that with themselves until they got a notification about one of my videos. And that touched my heart because I've been there. I've really been there. I was dealing with a lot of pain. I felt like I was alone in the world. I had no family to support me. If people weren't being in my life to better themselves for that benefit, not being there because I needed someone, but being out, how you going to profit off of my life? That was a hurtful situation, and it's just like, I had to force myself to remain peaceful with that, There's a lot of people that know my story, and I mean the ones that are still there and still treat me just the same. I love them deeply for that. Even the ones that used me and got mad when they knew that it was like, you can't discredit what I have, but they didn't like that truth. I'm like, okay, but I still appreciate you for being in my life. You gave me a blessing as I gave yours, and I'm gonna still keep growing, and I'm gonna still keep nurturing myself, and I want you to do the same. Your strength comes from the pain that you experienced in life. You have gone through a lot of things that you may not have spoke on, but a lot of things you probably shameful to admit, but that makes you you. And it's like you have enemies for a reason, because they see something in you, that fire. They want all they can do to put it out, and you're not letting them. Even though there may be days you're just wiping tears from your eyes, and you're like, I got it, I'm trying, let me just breathe for a moment, let me just do a woo-saw moment, let me clear my energy, because you're at war with yourself. There are wounds that you have carried. Now, a lot of times you say it's the wounds within the world, because people keep attacking you. They cannot attack you unless you allow that to. Now, I can see if it's bodily harm with weapons, then yes. But if it's like with words, this is about them. Now, I always look at people that were bullies and stuff in school is because they get hurt at home. And a lot of times that it can come from that, or just sometimes, whatever. They just got a dark mind. There are some people that I always knew, they were getting beaten, stuff like this at home. And they couldn't fire back, because a lot of times it was like somebody bigger than them or a parent, And then if they can't do that, they pick that weakling in school, where they know this person is so much smaller than them, or they're small. They're scared, or whatever. And they dish that out just like it was for them. I know about that feeling. I didn't bully nobody, but I dealt with that growing up. I experienced a lot of that. But it's just about, yes, it's important to know what your pain is, but that's not what you need to live by. And I remember somebody I love deeply told me that. It's like, Roslynn, we love you, but do you have to be attached to that pain that you went through? Because I would tell my story, but then it's like, for what? If it was meant for you to know, then you'll know. If you don't, okay, that's fine. It's just about what I'm representing now. Your pain is not you. Is what you experience to get to where you are now. You may not be exactly where you want to be, but don't mean you can't. It's all about what you choose to project out towards yourself, what you choose to be on the world. And it's like anything you have gone through, that you're inspiration to inspire people. And I tell people that all the time. You have a story to tell. Even though it may be scary, like I don't know if they're gonna like me, or they're gonna believe me, or they're gonna have bullies. But I'll tell anybody, whatever your content is, you have to understand, when you're doing videos here on YouTube, it makes you gain a tough skin. Because with mine, it was very sensitive, so I had tags all the time. Or sometimes I got more positive than negative. I don't even barely get negative now, from that. But it was just, I had to learn from that. But it's just like, you're basing your insecurities on me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. It's like, whatever your opinion about my experience, it ain't going to change what I went through. It's still going to happen. It's still there. This is just me being me. And then it makes me feel good when I can be very transparent. Keep it real. There's times y'all don't probably see me mad. Y'all don't see me where I was just in tears. And I said that was it when I started ugly crying. Y'all ain't about to have that on tape and put me all over the place. But it was just allowing you to know, heck, she really know what I'm going through. We struggle every day, and we struggle deep because we feel deep. And a lot of times I feel like that person don't like me. That person, hell, the main people you talking about don't like themselves. And a lot of people there, I've seen, even friends that I've had, and I'll tell them what's going on, but they don't want. I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice, Roslynn, but nobody loves me. Nobody don't want to listen to me. I'm like, oh, so you're playing a victim to want attention, when I'm just kindly telling you, hey, you're going through a spiritual awakening. Well, prepare. Hey, none of your friends gonna be your friends anymore. Okay, that's nice. And I was sent to help them, and they just blocked it off. I'm like, well, I can't force you to listen. It'll be you. You have to learn just like everybody else does. And that's where you're being tested at. And those are the things when you know what your sensitive spots are. You know what still triggers you. You know what will still be a tearjerker. Or you one of the ones that just straight, mollywop somebody just if they say a certain thing or you see a certain person. That's that pure reflection. See that situation that pulled you out? Like, you were okay. And then somebody said a certain word, a certain phrase, or you seen a certain person and it keyed off a person that you don't even exist in you anymore. And that's what they try to do, get you through all these hard, when you have gone through the worst of the worst. You were placed in that spotlight because they know they put you through the worst situation you possibly could, because they wanted to use you as an example. And it's like, God, why would God allow these things to happen to me? Because I heard a lot of y'all stories that I had to go pray, had to light some sage, and I cried because I didn't like that, hearing what people are going through. And that's what makes us warriors, because you done gone through so much. There's times where I tried to take myself out so many times because I felt so much pain, not just with my life, but everywhere. And I was very, very sensitive. And I kept getting mad, and I would tell my mom with tears in my eyes, I said, the devil said I can't come there no more. He got a restraining order, and God just don't want me. Why? I'm like, why can't I just die? And she, and that hurt her feelings when I said that. But I said, I don't want to be here anymore. And it's just like when I see people go through that, it touches me, because I know what that felt like. And that was me being selfish, and my kids get mad, like, Mom, that's mean. No, that's actually being true. You're doing a permanent decision for a temporary emotion. It doesn't always have to stay that way. You have to be able to work hard every day. And I know it's hard. It's very hard. And you have to be able to live with it every day. Like, my goal today, you write down affirmations. I'm a beautiful person. I may feel like I'm still wounded, but I'm trying to heal that. And with me trying to heal that, I can show others, I got this scar, but let me tell you how I healed it. I was honest with myself. I appreciate what that situation taught me, because it spotlighted something that I wasn't aware to see before. It wasn't time for me to see it until it was time. And then it's just like when you're dealing with people that you clearly know don't even care for you. Clearly no. I went through that, and I go through that. And it's just like time, people are like, you don't have any friends. And, I was like, most of the people I communicate with is social media or, from my channel. I don't need everybody near me, because I want to make sure if you're in my life, you're in my life because of how, what I, the energy I carry, not what you're going to, whatever, this, that, and third. I want to know if you're being generally in my life. And it's just like, if I'm working on myself, I don't need that type of distraction in my life. And I know it's just like that, you don't want any friends. Not is that, but it's like right now I'm focused on me, how I'm healing, how I can do my videos, help other people see the things that they got going on in their life, because so many things is coming to where you have to be into that beast mode of being in solitude, because you have so many people around you. You dealing with all that issue when you need to be dealing with here. You can't, you even though you're supposed to be like working and doing your help with other people, you can't heal nobody. You can tell them what you did, like I do. I'll tell you what you did. I'll tell you what I did, and this is what is going to work for you. Or people call me, Roz, I got this and this, that going on, and I'll tell them, okay, and I have to think about it a minute. Like, give me a minute, and then I'll tell them, and I give them that speech. And it's not gassing up somebody's head, not doing that, but I'm the person I am now that I wish I had back then, and that's what they're trying to get us to. You need to be that exact person that you are right now, as you're learning, you're growing, you're becoming an element in your piece. Allow you, and you're very sacred with that. You're not allowing somebody to pull you out of that, because that's your test. That'll let you know when you're healing. Even when it comes to somebody deliberately doing something to touch your nerve, you're allowing them to win. And I had to learn that with myself. Even though I knew, I had to be able to allow myself to like, ain't even worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and laugh at this. I'm like, oh, good when you tried. Okay. I would see people doing certain things just to do it. And it's like, they won't admit to it. But they're already showing me that's what they're doing. And I tell people that real quick. If you know you are solid within yourself, you want to be trying so hard to distract somebody when they're actually trying with them. You don't want to try, but you want to make sure somebody else ain't trying to try either. That's all on you, boo-boo. I'll tell somebody real quick, you go over there and keep in your stuff that you've been doing for however long, while I'm up in here creating something new. Being very honest and loving towards myself. Getting there like I can, and making those decisions and changes that honor me, mind, body, soul, and spirit. That's what you need to do. But those are the blessings that you can see, because it took me a long time to see that as a blessing, because it's just like right there. I'm not, you and your anger that you're mad with yourself, you have to understand when people just come out and just want to be, battling out with you and trying to pull a trigger and stuff like that, that's more about what they're doing. If they know that they can control you, they can control your emotions, they about to be sitting back because they're like, I done did something to hurt them and made them mad. Now I feel better. That's the most weakest stuff that you could ever do to somebody. Because a strong person going to lift you up, encourage you, tell you, what, this is only going to be temporary. How can I help you? You need that person to be motivated. You need that person to be supportive. Give you some limelight, like, man, you got this. You really do. It ain't about lying to somebody saying, oh, you're beautiful, you're smart, because you are. God and universe knew what they were doing when they chose you to do what you're doing. You went through the most hellish different things, and now it's telling you change this. Embrace it. See it as a blessing because it allowed you to see the person that is not you. You're not divining all these things when you describe yourself. Are you describing yourself in a negative aspect? My skin's blotchy. I'm a little bit overweight. I got these hips. Or are you just saying to myself, I'm growing within me. Yes, it took me down a dark road, but I'm getting myself back up. I may not like what I'm doing right now, but I'm loving the person I'm becoming while I'm doing something good for my life. That's what they want you to be able to see. You may not be happy with the element you are in right now, but you're creating something and you will see like, oh, wow, this is something I had to see to learn within myself. This is something that helped me grow that I didn't even know that was there before. And that's the beautiful thing. Your guides are helping you. They're sending you towards people. And a lot of times they send the worst people to you for you to recognize what you don't need or recognize what you shouldn't even tolerate or even entertain. If there's somebody out there that's going out their way to hurt you or just to see you cry, baby, that's all on them. Because any strong person is not going to take joy out of seeing another person suffer. And I tell people real quick, I want to see you happy, but it ain't going to be on my suffering. I'll be damn. You be stuck in your own karma because whatever you push out, it come back. And I'll be saying it. I just don't even say nothing. I just keep prayers going. I pray for my enemies on the daily. Because we're all working with what we're working with. And it's just, you have to cut those cords, knowing even when it comes to your enemies, they're working with what they have. Some people, they'll switch around, do what they want to do, but that's not up to you to do that. You can send love and healing towards anybody, but it's up to them to make that choice. You can't make them do that. That's not your job to do. You just point them in that direction. So allow yourself to know, when you be honest with yourself about what things that still trigger you, what still bothers you, what is still heavy on your heart, your mind, that keeps you up at night. Those are the things that you really need to work hard to heal and disconnect from, because you are such a beautiful being. They picked the right person to be that, that warrior. There ain't nothing to mess with. And it's just the things that you have gone through has made you stronger. Don't ever feel like that was a weak moment in your life. That just triggered where your strength should be. It's always been there. It just had to be able to give you that kind of reminder. So I hope you are able to resonate with the content of this video. Y'all, I love y'all so much. I've told y'all I've been going through some stuff, but who ain't been? I had to go ahead and collect myself and get right. So, I hope that you were able to enjoy this video, even though it was kind of long, but hey, if it's in my spirit to say it, it is. So I hope it was able to help you throughout your day. Anybody who's going through any kind of struggle right now, no, it's not going to last forever. Keep working on yourself, keep affirmations, keep praying, keep meditating, say beautiful things about yourself. If you need a laugh, put on some music, put on a comedy, uplift your spirits, If there's something that you can't change or control, you have to be able to. I'd be able to understand that too. So like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line. I would love the chance to hear from you. I keep all my contact information in the description box below. And I will see you in my next video. Peace.